Mike Owens here, joined today by Platinum Mike Perry, in my opinion, the face and the baddest man in the BKFC ring. Mike, always a pleasure, my man. How are things with you today?
Hey, I'm doing good, bro. Just at the house with the family, getting ready for the weekend, getting closer to this maybe matchup with Logan Paul. You know, we've been training, working. It's a lifestyle, man. It's cakewalk.
Well, I did have to ask because you were about an hour away from my house. You were in Manchester, I believe, a couple of weeks ago for the announcement that you were the backup fighter. You've obviously 2-0 in the UK with your wins over Danny Roberts and Michael Venom Page. Is the UK a place you like visiting?
Yeah, it's nice to go for work. It's proven fruitful.
Mm.
And no, the press conference was in London.
Yeah, it was my mistake.
And the fight is in Manchester, so that's kind of weird. But I guess KSI and Logan Paul, they do good business. The Prime is big. Dana White, Mike Tyson, they talk about them. KSI, I guess them boys are just in the right rooms, talking to the right people, doing the right business, and they kind of take lead roles in their own business, and they've been trying to get deeper into the fight game and get more respect, and hope. And I mean, we'll see what Logan's made of if Dillon Danis doesn't come. They give me little. They playing with me every day on social media. They post something. Oh, Dillon Danis didn't go to court. Is he gonna go to the fight? He's got a restraining order. How is he gonna go to the fight if Nina's there? And so we'll see what happens, man.
It must be a strange position for you, Mike, because technically you're not fighting, but on any moment's notice you could be fighting. So I want to ask you plainly, do you feel like in your heart of hearts you'll be fighting on the 14th of October?
Yeah, I do feel like I will be fighting. It might be a hard letdown, but I've been preparing, and I mean, I feel like with my skills, I could get up off the couch that I'm on right now and just go to work. But because nights before sparring day or training, sometimes I get wasted and have a good night, and then I wake up the next day and I go have a great practice, great training, and so when I actually prepare and I cut out the drinking and smoking, and I put in my miles and get my two-a-days in and prepare myself. I mean, sometimes I kind of feel like there's another entity that kind of leads the way, and like whatever's gonna happen, he makes sure I'm prepared for. I've always believed that God says whatever is in front of you was meant for you, and like you'll have everything you need to be capable of like winning at that time. And it's been working for me the last couple years. I've been prepared to fight like I mean it, and entertain the fans in the same way. I don't. It's the fight game. So many years I didn't, or I made excuses, or after the fact, or something like that. But I haven't given myself any excuses, and I make sure that when it's showtime under those lights, I'm the best version of myself.
I love it. Well, in a way, a large part of you potentially fighting next month depends on what happens with the Dillon Danis court situation. I know that a lot's gone on in terms of his public attacks, let's say, on Logan Paul's fiance. I just want to get your thoughts on the overall situation. Do you think he's gone too far? Do you think there's certain limits on things like that?
I mean, look, man. I mean, he's he found a glitch. Um, Logan Paul's girlfriend just there's so much to use on the internet. She's like a famous girl who's dated famous people, and there's just so much to use, and you know, it's kind of like he's bro coding him, like he said. And you know, people date girls who are porn stars. People date girls who are on OnlyFans. I mean, 90% of these girls nowadays are on OnlyFans. So, you know, I've been fortunate to find a wife who is not out there like that. And you know, I wouldn't have it any other way. I probably couldn't handle it. You know what I mean? I couldn't be one of these dudes with a chick who's just showing her butt all over the internet. You know, I couldn't do it. That's not for me. Logan's, you know, he was like, fuck it, man. He fucked with so many girls because he was a famous dude. You would assume, you know, him and his brother Jake, they have girls that they're friends with that have 30 million followers. And it's like, you know, a lot of people have seen their butt, probably all 30 million of their followers. So, you know, I'm not up for that. I couldn't handle that. If it wasn't me and my wife, damn it, I'd be single. But I love my family and stuff. So, you know, love is a different thing. It's like if Logan really loves her, he wants to have a family with her, you know. I don't know. Some of the things I see on the internet with Dillon posting, and you know, I couldn't have a girl who was like knocking me in public videos, and like there's no proof that she's good to him at all. It's only what Logan knows, which is like everybody else is like, bro, what are you doing? So, you know, I feel like you gotta. It couldn't be me, bro. I couldn't deal with that.
100%. And I believe since the last time we spoke, you've gotten married. Is that correct?
Yeah, for sure, man. Me and my lovely family over here at the house, man, just living it up, taking care of these kids. That's living it up.
Well, congratulations first and foremost, Mike. And how has married life been so far?
Oh man, it's great. It is great. It's great. I love my wife. She's great. She's a little hot tamale, a little spicy jalapeno. She went from, you know, she's still a little chocolate peanut butter cup cookie too, but she likes to be more spicy these days. You know, we don't get to go out as much as we used to. We got these kids, but I always see it as it's a future setup. You know, when we're a little older, we'll be in the club when we're like 40s and 50s, fucking hanging out, enjoying our lives. And we already did it. We already made it. The kids will be on their way to making it. So I just got to keep it going, and make the most out of everything I have with fighting and talking, becoming somewhat of what do all those OnlyFans girls put in their bio on Instagram? A public
A public figure.
What is they? A public figure, yeah, bro. Yeah. Hey, I talked to Darren Till yesterday, man. We got a new podcast. Well, I'm new co-host on the Kim Pie Pandas podcast. Yesterday was their 7th episode. It was my first as a co-host. You know, they got millions of views on YouTube, and so it was. We talked to Darren and Yoel Romero yesterday. We tried to get those two to talk to each other, but Yoel came in a little late. Darren gave us a good chat. He's changed quite a bit. I guess we've both gotten older, and we're trying to make that fight.
I did want to ask about that because that's a fight that's 4 or 5 years in the making since you're out of the ring, you know, in cage altercation after his win over Cowboy Cerrone. I guess what I want to know, Mike, is where do you currently stand with Darren? Because it seems like you've gone from friends to enemies to back to friends. Where are you currently at with Mr. Till?
Well, I wouldn't say friends. I would say I
Hmm.
wouldn't say I wouldn't say I have any friends. I have acquaintances,
Hmm.
and the fact we're in the fight game. Me and Darren kind of grew up in this fight game. We tried to fight. UFC didn't really make that fight happen.
Hmm.
Um, I remember the closest it got to happening was when I fought Max Griffin. They called me the Monday after I fought Max Griffin. I had stitches all in my face,
Hmm.
staples in my head. It was a tough fight for me.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Do you want to fight Darren Till next month in England?" And I was like, "How much?" Because you're not gonna fucking fly me over there a month after first of all, you should have gave me the decision against Max Griffin in my fucking home city. Fucking build a fighter up, dude. If I'm there at the end of the fucking bell and he couldn't do enough to finish me and I'm on his ass the whole third round, it's my home city in Orlando where I live, and fucking the stadium was filled up with people to watch me fight. Fucking give me the call, because you can't leave it up to the judges anyways. Should have gave me the fight.
Hmm.
And then, they're like, oh, they didn't want to make me an offer. They wanted me to go fight Till for fucking what, 20-20 or 30-30 or some shit at that time, when he was ranked up there and everything. It's like, you want to give me a ranked fight, you want to fly me to England a month after I just fought for you,
Hmm.
but you don't want to fucking pay when you guys got billions of dollars. Give me a fucking chip, bro. That was the closest that fight ever came to being made. And me and Darren both attempted to give them something. Like when I went to Poland to watch the fights,
Hmm.
he fought Cerrone, um, you know, and he called me out. We had been talking on Twitter that week, and he knew if he won, he was gonna fucking call me out to give them some highlights. And look, the highlight has been there, being used all this time, that the people wanted to see it, but they never did anything to make it happen. So now we're trying other things to make it happen, whether it be, and he said he didn't really want to fight me bare knuckle because I'm a motherfucker bare knuckle. That's what he said. So, but like I said, man, it seems like the fight game has humbled both of us. Our older age, we're in our
Hmm.
30s, we have kids, families, and he's not as much of a prick as he used to be. So, you know, he's been training or whatever. He's looking to be, he's a talker though. He sit there and talk shit and say that, it's no big deal, he'll knock somebody out, me or anyone. Like, I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna make this fight happen.
Well, he's putting a lot of things on the social media doing boxing. He's training in a famous boxing gym in Liverpool, the Rotunda boxing gym. So all signs point to potentially a boxing match or a bare knuckle match. Is that the fight that you and BKFC are trying to make for your December return?
Um, you know, I'm not really sure what the BKFC is planning really, because they had they gave me some idea um of who, and but they told me December, Dallas,
Mm.
but then we don't have I don't know if I don't remember if they told me an actual date. I don't think that there was an actual date,
Mm.
actual weekend. And they did tell me who, but then they said when we announced or whatever my contract, or I did an interview somewhere, they were like, we're going to announce the fight in like a week. And that was like a few weeks ago.
Mm.
So they didn't announce anything. So I'm just kind of, we're just waiting to see what's stagnant right now, and like I said, Darren Till said he doesn't want to fight me bare knuckle. That's what he said. So we'll see, but money talks, and I know BKFC can definitely get someone in the ring with me. The last 2 fights that they announced for me were huge. And they came out of nowhere. They were like, it was after Julian Lane. They're like, who's Mike gonna fight? Boom, MVP. What a fight that was.
Yeah.
People loved it. And then they're like, damn, after MVP, who's he gonna fight? I went up to 185 and fought former world champion Luke Rockhold, and I made it look easy. So, the next one's the best one.
I love it, Mike, and that's kind of where I want to. One of the final topics I want to touch on is the recent announcement of your new contract. I know some of the figures were totted around, but I know you did an interview last week where you said you couldn't go back to the UFC because of the money that BKFC are currently paying you. I think the MMA world is happy to see the position that you're in financially, and the fact that you're kind of, if anybody who's paid the dues and deserves to have that light at the end of the rainbow in terms of the cash, then I think it's you, Mike. Just your overall reaction to where you're currently at, in a financial and a position, and what BKFC have done for you with this contract.
Well, that's funny that you asked that, because yes, seems to be money on paperwork, but it's not in my account. There's plenty of work to be done, fights to be had. I haven't had one fight on that contract yet. So any money that I do get from that contract is insignificant if compared to what I will get when the work has been put in and I have stepped in the ring at least once. So for now, it's just all speculation. It's just all talk. They saying that I'm getting in the ring in December. So I plan to have a good Christmas, make some money in December. But until that time, I am a fighter, and I fight when I get in the ring and I perform. I've signed a contract, but I have not performed yet. Not on this contract. So I still need to perform to get paid. Otherwise, it's all talk. So a lot of work to be done. And I guess I'm in a good position, as far as they say. As far as it sounds, I'm in a good position, and I have to continue to work, stay steadfast, and stay focused, tunnel vision, and keep manifesting. And I manifest as I put in the work. As the better shape I get in, as I'm doing 2-a-days, working out, working on injuries that I might obtain during trainings, and then when it comes time, like I said, that's why who knows what they're doing with this Logan Paul shit. It's like I might be let down on October 14th and not get the opportunity to fight when I'm preparing for a fight. And then it's like, oh, we just gave you a little something so that you would continue to train until your next your next fight agreement, bout agreement does get signed, and you're going to actually step foot in the ring and get paid. Other than that, it's the same as it's been. I guess I'm still riding the Luke Rockhold win.
Suppose you're right, Mike. Well, turning the conversation back to the potential fight at hand for one final question. You faced off with Logan Paul a couple of weeks ago, so I'd like to know.
Oh, lost you. Michael.
Can you still hear me?
You.
Little bit of a technical difficulty there, but Mike, I was talking about the fight with Logan Paul, and what I'd like to know is, what did you see in Logan Paul's eyes when you faced off with him a couple of weeks ago, and what happens if you potentially step foot in the ring against him in just over 3 weeks' time?
Well, he's I can't say he's a small guy, right? Maybe small or green in the fight game, but he's fought. If he's green, he's fought Floyd Mayweather in the ring for 8 rounds. I guess he told Floyd, it's an exhibition, bro. Relax. He didn't want Floyd to finish him off or something. Who knows? He'll be fighting me for 6 rounds if we fight, which that was strategic. Based on his brother was fighting 8 rounds against, I think, Ben Askren, and I went and sparred him a week before I fought Daniel Rodriguez. And, I was doing lots of MMA training at that time, and I went and boxed him for 6 rounds, me and Jake. And rounds 4, 5, and 6 weren't looking so hot for Jake, but he made it through. He took some shots, and they told me going in. I thought we were going to spar for 8 because he had an 8-round fight, but we only sparred for 6. They told me going into the 6th, hey, this will be the last round. I was like, okay, and I gave him hell that round for sure, and so me and Logan would fight 6. I think he's gonna try to run. He's a tall guy. He's got legs. I'm sure he puts in his road work. He gets his miles. He does his training, and he's a WWE athlete. Which those guys, they go through tables. They know how to take a painful thing and just kind of shrug it off. So I'm what I did see was that his face looks like he ain't gonna take too many shots from me. If I can dig into his face and hurt him and try to find some body shots, I even in 6, and it'll be 10-ounce gloves. I just feel like I can hurt him, and I have I'm still swaggy Magoo. I got swag with the boxing. He's a little stiff white boy for sure. So, if I get to fight, man, I'm going to do what everyone wants me to do, what everyone expects me to do. Everyone on the line is like, Mike's going to go in there and kill him. Mike's going to go in there and knock him the fuck out. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to entertain the fans. I'm going to be the fighter that I am, that I have been for years. And I'm going to go in there and I'm not going to back up. I'm going to chase him down. I'm going to put him in the corner and I'm going to pummel him and beat him up.
I love it. Mike, I really hope you get the fight in a couple of weeks' time. I'm really happy to see the position that you're in, both with this upcoming boxing match potentially, and then also with the BKFC contract and how it's going over there. You're one of my favorite. You're one of my favorite people to interview in the sport, and thank you for your time today.
Thanks so much, brother. Have a great day, man.